my name is Danielle, and I'm from Scranton, Pennsylvania.
I'm Antonio, and I'm from Northern Virginia, near D.C.
So wait, how do you all know each other?
We just met tonight through
just met tonight?
mutual friend, yeah.
At school.
Yeah, we go to school together.
Have you been meeting a lot of people here in New York?
Somewhat. I feel like in the last few days it's been better.
What do you think about meeting people in general in New York? Because I sense that people are more defensive here than in Scranton or Virginia.
I think people are more closed off, and they also have learned to just like not care about what anyone else is doing. Like people really know how to mind their own business.
Yeah.
What
Do you think like minding your own business like comes at a cost? I mean, as far as like cutting people
I
off,
think it can
because
be-
I see people running with headphones on, and it just feels like they don't want to be bothered. They don't want anyone to like talk to them.
This week, like, I was ignoring people, and they just kept coming at me, like,
Yeah.
they wouldn't stop talking.
Wait, so how was the transition for you moving to New York from a place that's like so different? Because I mean, I'm assuming like the population and everything is different. Now you've got to, all of a sudden you got to walk everywhere, and take public transport and stuff. How was the transition for you moving over here?
I'd say it was hard. The first few days I would just like cry and call my mom, and that's something I normally wouldn't do back home.
What was the hardest struggle for you adjusting to New York?
Probably just like feeling lonely, like I didn't know anybody coming into this.
I've been getting homesick a lot, I got like 8 people in my family.
Yeah. What advice do you have for people who are moving to New York? I mean, you said you felt lonely. What do you think you could have done differently to feel like less lonely?
I don't know, I think it just came with time. It's been like a week and I feel like I'm already meeting good people that I hope to
That's
have
good.
around.
That's
Be
good.
your own boss. Don't let people push you around. You
Right.
gotta be strong here.
Yeah. Do you think like there's a lot of hustlers out here? There's people trying to test you.
I think a lot of people fake it and like to show off.
Yeah.
You can't trust anybody here.
Can't trust anybody here. Do you think it was easier for you to trust people in Virginia?
Yeah.
You too for Scranton?
Yeah.
The guys, okay, come here specifically to meet women. Some people say that's appropriate. Some people say that that's not appropriate, or that you should just leave women alone. Or people they just come here to enjoy the park, not to be hit on. Where do you stand on that?
You answer this.
I have a girlfriend, no comment.
No, I mean, what do you? The
Be
right place to do it?
respectful if you are gonna do it.
Yeah.
Just be respectful. Like if you're gonna do it, don't be a dick about it,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of men come up creepier than they even want to be, and it makes you feel uncomfortable, and it makes you feel unsafe,
Yeah.
and it's just not.
It's not a good thing.
No.
What is your message to those guys who, there's a lot of guys who will literally come here and do 20 approaches a day, just in here alone. They'll see an attractive female and just go up to her and say, hey, what's up, what's your name, and whatever it is, right? What message do you have for those guys?
Be creeps.
Yeah, I don't know what to say because I don't understand it.
Yeah.
I don't know why either. Like, I didn't know men could be like this.
You didn't?
I mean, I'm starting to realize it more. Like, my girlfriend's been telling me a lot. I didn't know.
I feel like as a woman, like, it's just something I've been going through. Like, once you're 16 years old, like, people start to look at you different and they treat you.
Yeah.
It's like belittling, and you don't understand it, like, in that moment when you're so, like, vulnerable and young.
Yeah.
And it just leaves, like, the impression that it leaves on people.
When it comes to approaching women, there are certain signs and signals that you're supposed to look for. What are some of those signs and signals?
Just be friendly if you want to say hey. Like, people normally wouldn't shut that down if you don't do it in an inappropriate way. But if someone rejects it immediately and you can tell they don't like your vibe, you should just like leave them alone.
Just give them a compliment at first. Literally that. And then, like, if, like, they seem like, I don't even know, just, like, give them a compliment and then ask for their Snapchat or phone number. Like, be nice about it. Don't be weird about it.
But if they say no, then it's, I don't
Then
know.
no, yeah, don't keep insisting. Just deal with it, It's not,
So
it
accept
wasn't
no
meant
for
to
an
be.
answer, yeah.
If it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
Now, what are some negative signs we should all be looking for before we approach women?
I don't know. I think a lot of women like are different. Like me personally, like I would just be like okay and like walk away as soon as I possibly could. But like if you're being followed and you could tell they're still yelling or like trying to say something, get your attention, it just is like.
If they seem interested, then go for it. If not, just don't bother with it. So,
Let me ask like a general question here.
Okay.
A very general question. a lot of people, they don't want to become like their parents, but they end up becoming like their parents. How much do you think you are like either one of your parents?
I think I'm like exactly a 50-50 split between both of them. And I didn't realize it until recently, and I feel like my relationship has like grown closer to them. I didn't appreciate them like I should in the past.
So there was no conscious effort for you to try to be something different from your parents?
I used to be like, I never wanted to be like them, honestly. Like, my mom could be kind of intense, and I'm not like that. I'm more like my dad in that aspect, definitely more calm and chill, but that's a trait I still wouldn't wish to have.
Yeah, I'm exactly like my dad. Not really like my mom. Me and my dad like have almost the same birthday, so like I mean we have some similarities.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean my mom just bitches because like we act the same always, and it gets on her nerves. But I've known that for a couple of years now.
Honest, I don't have meanings for like any of them really. I just kind of get them because I like them.
You just chose them because they look nice?
Yeah, like this one I didn't even choose. Like I let the artist kind of take creative control of it.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy how it came. Like she did this one too, so I knew I could trust her.
Yeah.
I will say one thing though. I got my tattoos at 16. Don't do that. Wait till you're 18.
Yeah, I was 18.
Yeah. So you regret that?
I don't regret it, but like, if your parents just don't want you to, just don't bitch about it. Just wait till you're 18. Like I'm fine with the decision I made though. Like, fuck.
Now speaking of mistakes, what is
a mistake.
what is your biggest regret in your life?
I don't have an answer for that.
You don't have?
Yeah, I would never have disrespected my mom anytime I have done it, or my dad, or any of my family members. Like that's it.
Now, a lot of times when somebody's like hanging around here with a camera, a lot of people will be afraid to, participate in such a thing like this. First of all, what was your first impression when you saw this?
I saw your sign,
Yeah.
and you said you needed content, and I had a great idea, and you turned it down.
Oh,
and
tell
now
us
I'm
the idea.
making a
Tell us the
video.
idea.
No, it's not a good idea anymore.
Your initial response?
Reaction?
Yeah.
I don't know. He pointed this out, so I was immediately intrigued to come over here because I don't know. I think this is interesting. I watch videos like this on TikTok all the time, like interviewing random people, or like I forget the guy's name, but he'll do like asking strangers like anonymous questions and like write it down, or like they'll answer them and they don't know who's gonna watch it. I just find it interesting.
Now, speaking of that, anonymous questions. If you were doing interviews, what kind of questions would you ask?
Favorite time of day, favorite food, favorite animal, favorite type of clothing, favorite brand, tattoo, no tattoo, city, country.
I would want to ask like a more deep question, but sometimes you don't know people's boundaries and they just don't want to answer it.
Right.
So it's tricky. I don't know.
Yeah, you can't really like get too personal, or you have to. Y'all look like the nightlife kinds of people, right? You're out here at night. It's almost midnight right now, and you're out here. What can you tell us about the New York nightlife scene? For all those people who are either new to town or don't know where to go, what have you learned so far about the New York nightlife scene?
I am new to it, so honestly, I can't give.
So you can't give any recommendations?
I can't. No.
This is my first time out this late at night. But this is literally one of the most popping places, like Washington Square Park at night. But it closes at 12.
Getting ready to get kicked
So
out?
it is time to get kicked out. At Antonio Yusefi on Instagram.
At Danielle.Seta, SETTA.
You want to give a shout out to anybody?
No.
Shout out to the family.
Okay.
Back at home, I miss you guys.
Shout out.
Shout out to everybody back in Scranton. Who would you give a shout out to if you had to choose one person in
Michael
Scranton?
Scott.
No.
One person in Scranton.
My best friend Haley. Shout out to her.
Do I have your permission to put this on the internet?
Yeah.
How many subscribers you got?
300.
That.
Thank you guys.